Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Nicole. You can find me on Instagram at Nicole Makes Plans. Today I want to do kind of like a mid-year planner check-in, or just mostly what I've used this year so far. Um, it's not really a techo kaigi or anything like that. I think it means like meeting of the planners. I'm really just in one planner at a time, and I change when I need to, and that's okay with me. The first thing I used this year was a Hobonichi cousin. I was in this for 2 months. I have some gift notes here. I used this kind of like year or 6-month overview as an index for lists that I made in the daily pages. And then my months were here, and I kind of planned as I went. So you'll see things for the rest of the year that were like already planned out and ready to go. So really I was just in here again for February and January. March, I think I started in here, but then I ended up switching planners. You'll see in these months where I planned out stuff ahead of time, not necessarily every little thing, but like high level events for sure. So that kind of brings us to the 2025 monthlies. I didn't have anything to plan out that far. And then this was the first weekly in here. And my weeks all basically look the same that I used. I'll put the day-specific events at the top, a to-do list at the bottom that doesn't have a day-specific thing tied to it. And then my meals are over here, but I even think that might have fell off at some point. And I was using my favorite Tombow 620 at the time. I was using a Tombow Funosuke fine tip, hard tip brush pen to do the hand lettering here and there. I was using a Unijet Stream 0.7 ballpoint pen. I had some stickers from Coffee Monsters Co. here and there, depending on certain events. So that is January, and then I switched to a different Tombow color for February. I forget what pink. It might be 772, but I could probably double check if you want to comment below and I can look it up. This is some more of February. I did use a little bit of washi tape for Valentine's Day week, and I think I did start like falling off on meals to some extent, or maybe just like every other week. Maybe not. But I started March in here, and then I switched to a different planner. So like all of these are blank, at least for now. Maybe I'll go back to them at some point. And then dailies are in the back here. I used this turning the page to a new year to kind of recap 2023. So I put in different kind of like subject title areas and then filled in some information for each one. I didn't know how to use the monthly overview page, so I just left that blank. And then my dailies, I would hand letter titles of lists if I made them, and that's where I used an index at the front to kind of keep track of where stuff was. I used some stickers from Etsy here and there. You can comment below if you need links to any of those. But yeah, very simple, which was good. I think I was feeling a bit restricted by only having one page per day, and like if I needed more space for lists, like I couldn't put the list on the day that I made the list always. So that became a little bit cumbersome for me, and probably part of the reason I ended up switching away. I have a lot of plan with me's and flip throughs that are more specific for these weeks and months that I was in this planner. Again, daily or the monthly page for February left blank. I wasn't sure if I was going to use it as a recap, but I didn't even end up getting that far. I do love the paper in here. And flipping through it, I'm like, I could probably go back to it. but I think I have found, I don't want to say planner peace, but like planner comfort in what I've ended up going back to, and I'll get to that toward the end of this video. Here is March, so I started some of March in here, and then by the middle of the first week of March, I was already like, oh, I'm gonna switch. So these are all blank. Again, I can always go back to it if I want to, but I'm happy to have tried the Hobonichi Cousin. It's definitely something I've wondered about and sort of tried in the past, and it didn't really work, but it did work really well for 2 months, and I'm happy with that. I do have some Etsy stickers on the front here as well, so if you need links to those, let me know. The next thing I used in 2024 was a B6 Stalogy. This one I actually had used for a bit in 2023, and I just kind of picked up where I left off, so I put a 2024 sticker here. This was my index. I had started using it before the cousin started in January, and just kind of like seeing if this was something I was interested in, but I didn't love it at the time. But then I did some journaling toward the end of January, thinking I might pick it up again. And then I really picked it up in March. So this is my future log here. I did use a Sarasa Grand gel pen for a little bit, but then I switched to a 1.0 Uni Jetstream ballpoint pen. So June and July, August, September, October, November, December. If I had anything for 2025, I would have put it here, but I didn't end up staying in that long. And I kind of just used as much space as I needed. This is kind of a bullet journal style monthly, and I wasn't really counting out any like spacing or anything like that. I just wrote the numbers, wrote the letter of the days of the week, made a little to-do list of month-specific things here that didn't have a certain day, and put that in. This was the first full week of March. And then I go to my dailies. I was making lists as I needed them, doing journaling, and I think that was another reason I switched away from the Hobonichi Cousin. I like to have everything in one place. And even my journaling, like I don't want that in a separate book really. Even if I'm going to cover it up, I want it to all kind of be contained. So that was helpful here, I think. More of March, and I switched Tombow colors, and I was just going to do this green in 192 from Tombow for March, and then I ended up liking it a lot, so I kept using it honestly up till today, and will probably continue to use it. Again, using some Happy Planner stickers here and there, not a ton, mostly just for like holidays, and then using Etsy stickers as well to mark like certain things like fun events or YouTube videos, films that we were watching, that kind of thing. I love the crinkly pages. The B6 size was also feeling nice. I was wanting to take my planner to work again, and it's like easier to fit in my bag. Not that I couldn't bring the A5, but something about the cousin, it feels like it needs to stay at home on my desk, so I did. And this is when I got my Vixie Plans stickers for the dates. Again, making lists as I went. This is April, still using that green Tombow color in 192 that I was liking. I was figuring out if I was gonna budget again. I took a break in March for my birthday, kind of, and then I tried to get back to it for April, and I just not in the mood to budget. But again, liked the idea of having the space to do that in a Stalogy and being able to start and stop when I want. I don't feel any need to kit like all of 1 year in a book or 6 months or any like certain amount of time. So it was nice to kind of like pick it up when I needed it and be able to start a new one when it came time. So this is all of April as well. Journaling here and there. And I was getting toward the end of this book, and I probably had some room to do something, and I don't even know, like, I do like to have the month in one place, so I could have started May in here, but I just left it blank, and that's fine with me. I got a lot of use out of this notebook. Then I switched to a new B6 Stalogy. So I restarted an index, restarted my future logs. And this is May, weeklies, dailies again. Started doing my horoscope in here again, journaling, weeklies, dailies, Etsy stickers. Still using the Tombow in 192. More lists as I needed them, and indexing it at the front. And this kind of looks like a weird week, not because I like specifically wasn't using my planner, but we were on vacation and I don't really take my planner on vacation. I left room for what we did that day and journaling, but I didn't end up going back to journal, and that's fine with me. I started June in here, and I thought I was going to switch back to Tombow 620, but I was still really liking the 192. This is June, which looks kind of crazy, and we'll kind of get into. The end of May, some lists. And I did start June in here, but then I, for whatever reason, was wanting to switch planners. And around this time, I ordered and got a ring planner. So I'm gonna pause this and move to that. So I got a filofax original in personal size, and it's black, and I love it a lot. This was the first time I tried a ring planner and it really stuck. So my first area is kind of like an inbox. I don't know if that really works for my style, but it's something I wanted to try. The second section is my monthlies. And I was just crossing off days in here for June. My real June monthly is, and I took out some of the markers that I had, and we'll kind of get into why that happened. But this was June. These are the following months, and I was filling in stuff in real time as things came up. Then the third section is weeklies, so we can look at those here. I back planned this. I got this planner, I think, around the 7th or 8th of June. And then these were the following weeks. And I have a few other ones in here, but not a ton. This is my fourth section, which is dailies. And I ended up back planning in here again, kind of the idea of having the month in one place. So even though I wasn't in here, I didn't even have this planner June 1st, I went back and filled that in. And I got these dated dailies from filofax. They are day on 2 page, except for the weekends. And I was using notebook paper before I got it, the filofax notebook paper that it comes with. So I just kept these in here because like I don't think I'm gonna use them or redate them otherwise. So like this was my actual Saturday, June 8th, and so on. And this is kind of that week. And then I got so this is kind of what June looked like in this planner. And so on this day, I took my planner to work. I left it at work and I was off the Thursday, and I think that sent me into like a little bit of a chaos. So this, and just to show a little bit of what else was in here, so I had a couple of lists but not a ton. And then I put some budget stuff in here, but again, wasn't really budgeting, mostly just like splitting our bills for the household. So speaking of leaving this planner at work and going a day without it, I wanted to put something somewhere, so I hopped back into my B6 Stalogy. This was earlier in June, and I was like figuring out if I liked the rings or not. And then I set this up the Thursday I was off of work, left my planner at work, didn't have it. So this is that Wednesday. This is this past Thursday. I back planned in here, Friday, and yesterday. And yesterday I did set up my filofax for July, but then later that night I decided to set up today, which is June 30th, and then July and the coming week. So a bit of a plot twist, but I think I'm back in B6 Stalogy. So that is how the first 6 months of 2024 have gone. I've been in a few planners. There were like a few other notebooks and stuff here and there that I've gotten, but like these are like the predominant planners that I was in so far this year. I don't know what the rest of this year will hold. It seems like B6 Stalogy is kind of like where I'm at, but anything can happen. I'm a planner hopper. It is what it is. I like to use different things and kind of like see how my system works in different planners. Even though it's kind of just the same, it's always monthlies, weeklies, dailies. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you have any questions about anything that I used or where I got these planners or materials. Subscribe to my channel if you like playing with me videos and flip throughs, and so hit the notification bell if you want to know the next time I post a video, because it's not always on the same day. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.